Welcome, everybody, to the most up-and-coming podcast in the Western Hemisphere. We are the gentlemen. This is the podcast. Welcome to today's episode. We're going to talk about UFC, MLB, NBA, NFL, a little bit of WWE, and then, of course, the Core 4. But before you listen, remember to subscribe to Instagram, YouTube, and follow us on Twitter. Let's start off with the UFC 249 breakdown. Brian, take it away.
What a card it was. I mean, first UFC event in some time, and they definitely delivered from top to bottom. We knew this card was stacked. Unfortunately, we didn't get the Jacare-Uriah Hall fight. Jacare tested positive for COVID.
Damn.
But what we did get was some really spectacular fights. We'll start from the top. Tony Ferguson, Justin Gaethje. Tony Ferguson, this is his first loss in, 7 years?
7, 8 years. 8 years, I think.
8 years. 8 years.
I'll be honest. I'm not a big fan of Tony as a person. His personality is too much for me. I think he tries too hard. But as a fighter,
now I'm a fan.
as a fighter, the guy's tough as nails. But I am glad he got his big piece of humble pie. I think he needed it. Justin Gaethje, he looked really sharp. This is the best Justin Gaethje we've seen. It's kind of scary because the fact that he showed the composure that he did, where in his other fights, that's kind of his weak point. This is scary. This is a scary Justin Gaethje. So
I feel like he was extremely smart in that fifth round, though, man. I mean, he practically dominated for the entire 24 minutes of that fight.
Yep.
Yeah, like you said, never was a fan of Ferguson. Certainly am a fan of him now. I earned a lot of respect for him. He definitely has one hell of a chin. Never seen somebody take so many clean shots to the head and just keep moving forward. Yeah. Shout out to him, true warrior. But Gaethje was just too much for him to handle. That kid is legit.
He broke his orbital bone. He went to the hospital afterwards to, that shows how tough he is.
But we just got to say how sharp Gaethje looked, how crisp his boxing was. And Tony Ferguson, yeah, he was super tough, but Gaethje was just – after the first round, he hit him a couple times. I think that just Ferguson was a little hesitant, and that just fell into Gaethje's hand. Now the thing is, Gaethje moves on to Khabib. How will that go against Khabib and his style of Khabib just going for the double leg, taking you down and dominating you on the ground? Obviously, if Gaethje can find a way to keep it standing, he has a great chance. But that's just a bad matchup for Gaethje. But listen, if he can keep the fight standing, he's got a great shot at beating Khabib.
This is the thing, and they always say styles make matchups, and this is one of those situations. I feel like Khabib would have beaten Tony. I always felt that way. I still do. Gaethje, I think it's a little harder for Khabib, and something a lot of people don't talk about is Gaethje's wrestling, which is really underrated. His takedown defense is actually really good. I think Gaethje might give Khabib some issues, but I still think Khabib got it.
I think Khabib, Gaethje's a better matchup for Khabib because when my thing was with Tony, when he was on his back, he's always throwing submissions and elbows. The thing is with Gaethje, once he gets on his back, it'll be tough for him. But it's going to be interesting. Now, the whole Conor thing gets thrown up in the air. There's a lot of variables still going on with that division, but it was a great fight. Honestly, it was a great main event. Great way to bring sports back was that fight, and it was an unbelievable way to bring everything back.
Great card, man. Great card.
Awesome card.
Yeah, I mean the co-main event, we got to see the return of Dominic Cruz against Triple Champ Henry Cejudo. That was another fight that delivered. It was pretty back and forth. It was high pace, as the lighter guys always are. Cejudo he's really good, man.
Very explosive. Not to cut you off.
Yeah.
His explosiveness, it just gets better and better each fight.
Yeah.
It just gets more and more explosive.
The end of the round, we saw the headbutt. Then it was very unexpected. We got the headbutt. They resumed the fight. It was at the end of the round. A couple of seconds left, and Cruz catches a knee, gets dropped, and Cejudo finished it. Now, there was a lot of, controversy with the finish. Cruz didn't like it. I don't blame
Terrible shortage, man. Terrible, man.
I don't think it was terrible.
I rewatched it. I don't think it was bad. He wasn't responding. I think from the referee point of view, Cruz might have been fine, but he wasn't showing anything. If you're looking from the ref's point of view and the guy's got his head down, he's taking 11 punches, I think that's
before we even get to the stoppage. I always said the key to beating Dominic Cruz, his strength is his footwork and his movement. And no one realized that Cejudo was throwing a lot of leg kicks that fight, taking away his movement, taking away his footwork, chopping him down, get to the point where he's not as mobile as he usually is. And then from there, you could catch him with a heavy shot. And that's exactly what he did. He made pretty quick work with him. Me personally, I think the stoppage was a few seconds too soon. He probably could have rode it out until the end of the first round. I think there was like 5 seconds left on the clock. But, he did catch him cleanly with a beautiful knee, like 10 or 11 unanswered shots. So I don't blame the ref at all.
And then the big thing coming out of that was the retirement.
Yeah, I mean, who saw that coming? It's just,
came out of left field, man.
He took a page out of Gronkowski's book, and I respect it. I don't blame him. I mean, the guy's 33 years old. He has his whole life ahead of him. He could do so many different things, opening up a gym, opening up a MMA school.
He says he has a girlfriend now. He wants to make babies. He wants to build real estate.
Listen, good for him. The
Everything
guy
just under the book.
Listen, whatever the case may be, the guy he had a goal. He accomplished a goal. He was an Olympic medalist.
He'll be back.
He won belts in UFC. He dethroned Mighty Mouse. I mean, beat Cruz.
He wants more money. Let's be realistic here.
But also,
who doesn't?
Yeah, but also think about it like this. He's been training from he's 11 years old till he's 33 years old. Maybe he is just a little burnt out and he wants to leave on top and then go do some other things.
And who's to say that he can't?
Maybe he takes a year off, takes a year or two off, comes back once everything is settled.
These guys, they always get the itch. They leave too early and they get the itch. So, I mean,
He's only, 33, you said?
Yeah.
Take a
Still
year
got
off.
plenty years ahead of him.
Yeah.
He vacated the belt.
Yeah,
I'm interested to see how they're going to resolve that now. Maybe a tournament style. I don't know what they're going to do.
Well, Jan's already the fighter for the belt. They already said it. He's going to fight for it.
Fighting against who?
Well, that's another thing. Who do they put up against him?
The return of TJ, maybe? Whenever TJ comes back?
Good point, Brian.
Maybe TJ. Maybe I don't know. That's going to be interesting. Maybe Morales. It's just up in the air.
Well, either way, it was a good performance on Cejudo. But if we're talking about performances, even though it was a short one, Francis Ngannou, what the hell was that? Oh my God!
20-second knockout, man.
The guy's unstoppable. I want to talk about this. What do you guys think?
I'm just going to say he has explosive power. He's a big dude. That's obvious. But like we all pointed out that night, when he's swinging wildly, he's keeping his chin up the whole time. If somebody either sticks him with a straight right or a jab while he's doing that, or even drops underneath, takes him down, it's a whole different game plan. We really didn't learn much from him from this performance. We saw what we already knew. We knew he had power. We knew he was explosive. But has he really evolved as an all-around mixed martial artist? We don't know that yet because we haven't seen it.
And we won't know.
Can he beat Stipe? Can he beat the guys like Stipe and DC who are
this is the thing. I don't think he beats DC.
I don't think so either.
No.
DC has been beat by two guys who are much more technical and much more accurate than Francis and who aren't power punchers. So I think DC is going to obviously play a smart game. He's going to go for the wrestling.
That's his forte, though, man.
Of course, and you can't fault him for that. The guy's tremendous. But I think DC definitely wins that. And I like Francis, but I'd like to see a little bit more from him. I want to see.
Anything can happen.
I know. And DC is also getting older.
It's just also to see what happens next with the heavyweight division.
Stipe,
when Stipe comes back, DC is going to be the next guy to fight for the title. Is it going to be versus Stipe or Francis? Now that's the variable.
I'm happy with either or, honestly.
Yeah. I want to see the trilogy, but I also would like to see Francis and DC. That'd be a fun fight.
We have a couple of options. We get DC Stipe 3. We get DC Francis 1. So.
I think this also keeps DC around because if he beats Stipe, people are going to want to see DC Francis.
I don't want to see DC Stipe again, man.
I do. Those first two fights are great.
Match. Yeah,
those first fights are great.
Yeah, I don't mind it at all. Plus, I'm a big mark for the heavyweights anyway. But
those are two best heavyweights. I
think truly DC, this is going to be his last fight.
Let's get some fresh blood in the division, man.
We finally got it. Listen, last time Francis took a step up and fought Stipe, it wasn't anything to write home about.
And you can't sleep on Curtis Blades.
That's our
Number
boy.
3, I know Francis has been his kryptonite, but Curtis is more well-rounded.
This screws up Curtis Blades now because if they wait for DC and Stipe, let's say that happens fall, Francis has then got to be on the back burner. They can't do Francis and Blades again. They fought twice, so he's all screwed up now too.
Yeah. Well, talking about the heavyweights, Greg Hardy versus Yorgan De Castro. What do you guys think about that fight?
Eddie, what was your
I'm
thoughts about
gonna
that
show you
fight?
what I think, man. Nothing to say, man. Nothing to say.
I will say this. I think Greg Hardy looked much better. You could tell he's evolving a little bit. He looked a little leaner.
Much leaner.
No asthma pump this time around. And I was a little disappointed in Yorgan De Castro. I know he what did he break his foot? He got injured?
He got hurt.
He injured his foot. Either broke a couple toes or broke the foot itself. We don't know yet, but it's kind of hard to fight against somebody of Greg Hardy's size and skill level when you're on one foot.
Of course.
Especially when you have a reach disadvantage, because a lot of your punches, when you have a reach disadvantage, you have to lunge into them. You have to try to get on the inside of the bigger fighter. So without planting your foot on the mat, you can't really do that. You can't move. And you can't even throw leg kicks, which is De Castro's specialty. So I think that changed the fight dramatically. If that injury never happened, it would have been a lot closer. And you never know what would happen. But unfortunately, injuries.
De Castro was doing well with those kicks, and then when he got hurt, he just stopped throwing everything. Stopped doing everything. He was just a sitting target. So I don't think
he couldn't do anything.
Castro wins that fight without that injury, man. Plain and simple.
I really don't think we learned so. I mean, Greg Hardy, the stuff coming in, he looked in better shape, but. There's not much you could take away from that because the Castro got hurt. Maybe you could analyze the first round and see what we could take away from that, but not much else.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there's one fight I really want to touch base on here, and that's the Calvin Kattar versus Jeremy Stevens fight. I mean, I knew this guy was good. I knew he's up and coming, and I said it. I thought Stevens is on his way out. He's been here for a minute. He's a veteran. Oh, wow. That elbow. It was Chris Weidman, Mark Munoz-esque. The way he caught him. Oh, my God. It was beautiful. And he landed
so technical. He's so technical.
The guy's great. He's tremendous.
Yes, some of the cleanest, most efficient striking in that division. Heavy hands. I mean, we said on our last podcast it would be a passing of a torch, but I did not expect the torch to be passed that brutally and quickly.
He kind of threw it at him.
He threw it at him. He didn't pass it to him.
And listen, Jeremy Stevens came to fight. He came to fight. He came out strong. That song. He stood calm, guitar, and he just went away, showed his technique, and was very clean with his striking.
Do you guys think the weight kind of screwed him mentally?
I don't know.
The missed weight? No?
No matter what, Kattar is the better fighter right now in this point of the game, and he would have won either way.
Yeah.
If the weight really affected anybody, I think Kattar feeling a little disrespected by the 5 pounds overweight by Stevens.
Yeah. So he said that. It motivated him.
6 pounds.
6 pounds.
It's a slap in the face.
It is a slap in the face.
And so all right. But I was very impressed. Very impressed.
I want to see who's next for Kattar. Possibly Yair Rodriguez. We don't know, but whoever he fights next is going to be a great.
There's a lot of fun matchups in that division.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
a fun division.
Yeah, I see a main event spot on a fight night or a co-main on a pay-per-view for him next. I mean, he's moving up on the ranks definitely.
Fight night, sure.
Big things for him, and also big things for Mitchell.
Yeah, Bryce Mitchell.
Bryce Mitchell, wow. I mean, the both of them. Rosa as well. We knew this was going to be a grappling match, but wow, we didn't think it was going to be like that. So back and forth, so active. It was fun to watch. It was one of those matches that was really, really fun. He kept going for the twister, which this guy's known for. I mean,
yeah, man.
Almost had it, which is incredible. It's so hard to pull off, and he kept going for it, and he made it look so easy. And it was pure dominance on his part.
The scoring was very straight. I mean, it was 10-8. He got
10-8. Yeah, 3 straight rounds, 10-8.
You don't see that much.
I mean, it was deserved, to be honest.
They should do that more because it would avoid a lot of these close decisions if they call fights like that.
And honestly, if Rosa was anything less than a black belt, anyone else would have tapped with a lot of those submissions.
Absolutely. Listen, I've always been critical of fighters who, grapple and take people down and then pretty much lay on them for 3 rounds and don't do anything. But Bryce Mitchell's not one of those fighters. He'll take you down and constantly work submissions 24/7 nonstop. It was one of the most entertaining grappling matches I've seen in a long time. And I'm very interested to see where he goes from here. He has a lot of potential, that kid.
It really set the mood for the rest of the event too, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, even the first fight, Sam Alvey, that was a very entertaining fight.
Mm-hmm.
Sam Alvey almost took with that at the end.
Almost. Last thing I want to touch on for this card was the announcement of GSP headlining this year's Hall of Fame, which is very well deserved.
Yeah.
In my opinion, he's the GOAT inside and outside the octagon. People may say boring. Listen, the guy was dominant. He was the face of the company for so many years before guys like Connor and girls like Ronda. And we all have a lot of memories watching him. And
he's also a friend of the show, by the way.
Friend of the show, friend of Pete's bachelor party.
Pete's bachelor party.
And Brian, you were at his last fight against Bisping, right?
Yeah, it's something I'll never forget. I don't think I've ever been a part of in terms of fighting MMA. I've never been a part of a crowd that had that kind of response when he won. For him to have a couple of years off, come back, move up in weight class, and dethrone the champ, it was incredible.
I just wish he fought Silva. That's the only thing I've did.
I know.
That was a fight we never got.
But we did get some pretty entertaining moments from him.
Yeah. Real quick about the card. Pettis and Cowboy put on a great fight.
Oh, yeah.
For two guys who came up together and we've seen for so many years, they still went out there and put on a great fight. They
always put on wars every time they fight. Shout out to Pettis. He has a really great chin too. He took a clean head kick right to his face. Oh my God!
It was equivalent to pretty much taking a baseball bat to the skull.
Yeah.
See his baseball bat behind me? There it is.
And Cowboy took some shots too, so it was good to see those two guys go out there and show they still got something left.
Definitely. Back and forth.
Very entertaining. There you go.
There you go.
Hey, Negan over here, man. Oh, shit.
All was a great card.
Before we wrap up the MMA section, really quick, want to just touch on the upcoming card. This Wednesday, May 13th, it's headlined by Anthony Smith and Glover Teixeira. This is an interesting fight. I think it's going to be a good fight. They're both coming off of wins. Smith had a submission win over Gustafsson June 1st. Teixeira fought in September, and he won a decision over Nikita Krylov. I think it's interesting. I do think Smith is going to get it. He's the younger guy, a little more hungry, but you can never count Glover out. He's one of those guys that's always in there, and you can never count him out.
Yeah, I agree. I got Anthony Smith winning.
I'm all over Anthony Smith on this one. All over him.
How long has it been since Glover's last fight?
September.
Pretty recent, but
Anthony Smith officially fought on last June, but unofficially fought in his house about a month ago. That home invader.
Please go listen to that interview and listen to that story. It'll be worth your time.
So you could argue that he's the more fresher fighter.
Glover was 3-0 in 2019. He is on a little bit of a run here, but he's 40 years old.
This could be a pass, like a new guy coming up and taking out the old guy.
I mean, Anthony's been around for a while too, but he's the younger, fresher fighter, and he takes this just all around better fighter.
This is a big fight for Anthony Smith. It really is. It's just again, because if he loses this, he just drop. He's not getting a title shot anytime soon. He wins this, he's back up there
right off the ladder, man.
So he can't afford to lose this fight.
Yeah, he needs this. And in the co-main event spot, we have Ben Rothwell versus Ovince St. Preux. Now, this is OSP's heavyweight debut. Should be interesting. He was supposed to fight, I believe, last month. On April 25th, he was supposed to fight.
Yeah,
light heavyweight. That got scrapped, obviously. So now he's fighting heavyweight Ben Rothwell. This is another interesting fight. I'm not really sure. I'm not set on anyone. I'm gonna say OSP, just because I think he has more tools in his shed to use. But Rothwell's one of those guys you can never count out either. I mean, he's weird. He's awkward. He throws these unorthodox ways, and I don't know. I think OSP is going to win.
Yeah, I mean, my head is telling me OSP as well. My heart is going with Rothwell. You know, Rothwell obviously is a natural heavyweight. He's a bigger fighter. He might be able to control it a little better. But you know, it's gonna be a close fight.
Absolutely.
I could see OSP. I see OSP winning, and that'd be that close. I think he's gonna run through him. I think Rothwell's just older. OSP has too many tools like that, so he runs right through him.
Well, Rothwell is much older though.
Yeah, he's been around. He's been fighting for a long time. And I think that wraps up the MMA portion of the episode.
So how do we do on our picks for UFC 249, guys?
Not that well. I think I'm positive, but
I think Pete had the best record. I think we all finished positive except
for me. Just say it, man.
You know what? I'm gonna hold up my belt here. I was 7-4 with my picks.
Oh my God.
Ryan and Gary were 6-5, and somebody else, I'm not gonna mention any names, was 5-6.
Oh my God, man. I can't even make the wild card berth with that shit, man.
So Pete's ahead in the standings right now for the picks.
We're just beginning, fellas.
it's all right. When what's his name? Lucente, when he tests positive for something and that fight gets reversed.
He's just a better fighter, man.
That Luque fight was good, though, man.
Yeah, I know we didn't talk about it, but that was one hell of a fight.
Shout out to Olenek. That should have been my underdog pick.
Let's not mention that.
Fuck Olenek, too, man. Shit.
Let's talk about something that's near and dear to all of our hearts. Let's talk about some baseball.
Baseball, guys. Baseball.
Well, today the owners approved of the new proposal for the season to start July 4th. So that's a plus. It goes to the players tomorrow, so the players will have 48 hours to agree. And if the players agree to it, we're up and running. I mean,
hot off the press, baby.
This is just a start. Like, it's the very beginning stages, but the fact that they can get both sides to agree on this is huge because now we'll start putting plans in motion to send teams to start doing the spring training and all that. But this is really big. 14 teams make the playoffs.
Yeah, 82. They're going for 82 games per team, 14 teams to make the playoffs. Universal DH, which is something I've been asking for quite a while. And teams will be playing other teams within their region. So AL East and NL East play each other, AL West and NL West, so on and so forth.
So it's baseball's making the right steps.
It's still up to the players at the end of the day, isn't it?
Tomorrow is the meeting with the Players Association. It's like 99% chance that they're going to agree to it and approve it. And then from there, we move on. We start putting the plan into motion.
Are they required to take any pay cuts throughout this thing?
Probably. I mean, they're only playing half a season, so I would assume so.
Here's the thing. The players – obviously, I want the players to get paid. But the players push this back any longer, it's going to be less money for them.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to make TV. They're going to get money. They get money from the TV networks and advertising still. So they're still going to get that. But if they decide to push this back longer, it's just going to make things worse for them. And it's like this is going to hurt. The longer this takes is going to hurt teams that are financially not all there. So they're going to want to get this all done and together. So
the longer they delay it, the more money they're going to lose. Pretty much straightforward. And just to add on to the details I was saying before, they're shooting for a regular season start date July 4th weekend, which would be pretty cool. Nice celebration of the country right there. And as far as the playoffs go, I know I said 14 teams. They're still shooting for October playoffs in the home stadiums. So that was all part of the proposal.
It'll be regular-wise as far as the postseason is concerned for October.
That's the proposal, yes.
All right. Let's hope the players fucking do the right thing, man.
If I'm going to put my 2 cents in on any part of this conversation here, it's going to be about the money. in this time, everything going on, especially with what athletes get paid nowadays, instead of people who really deserve it, I don't think they're in any position to be talking about money. This is
I
something
agree with you, man.
everyone wants sports back. If they're going to be money hungry and prolong the season even longer, I think it's absolutely ridiculous. I think it's very greedy. So I really hope it doesn't come to that. Listen, I understand everyone wants to get paid. Everyone wants money. But at the end of the day, with how much money they already get, I don't think it's necessary.
Well, you got to think the owners are also getting money also. So the players are like, you guys are getting your full money because you guys are going to get everything. But why don't you guys give up your money? So it's going to give and take both ways.
Two sides to every story. The owners make billions, the players make millions, and then the fans get screwed over in the end.
Yeah, the fans pay $18 for a beer.
No, more like 14, for Beck's, like.
I mean, who drinks Beck's?
Exactly.
Come on.
Watch your mouth, all right? Watch your mouth.
That's a struggle beer, bro.
You know what? In Yankee Stadium, it's all about Blue Moon or Stella.
Oh, don't get Justin's opinion on that one right there, man.
Anyway, I just want to go move on a little bit, Eddie. This might hurt you, but I don't think we're getting basketball.
Oh,
I think
man.
we're going to lose the Knicks. I don't think we're getting basketball back. They had the phone call Friday with the players, and the players brought up some good – it wasn't about money. The players were asking a lot of real good questions, like the testing, like people getting tested, like all these variables. Like it's not like regular people aren't getting tests. Why are we going to be able to ones to get the tests? Like
Absolutely.
Worrying about that, worrying about like travel and all different things. And the thing with that is there's not that much time left for the NBA to come back. So I don't think I'm starting to think that we're not going to get the NBA back.
Now, if it does not come back, what do you see as a target date as far as returning? Because I don't think they're going to come back on time for next season.
Christmas.
So it's going to be like the lockout season.
Christmas. They'll come back on Christmas. That's the end game. They want to come back on Christmas. No matter what, they're going to come back on Christmas. And it's going to be – they already said they're not going to have fans, which is going to hurt them because no revenue. They're hurting everybody else. But NBA relies on it. So they're coming back on Christmas. That's what I'm 100% sure. But I don't think NBA's coming back. I still say we're not going to get college sports till next year, like till 2021. There's going to be no college football.
Considering I'm a Knicks fan, I don't care if NBA ever comes back at this point.
Amen,
I
brother.
digress.
Just started getting back into watching.
Amen, brother. Amen.
A little upset.
Yeah, but I don't think college football's coming back. I don't think we're going to get college basketball because these campuses aren't going to be open, so I'm not going to be able to have it. I'm staying with that. No college sports. NFL will be back. But I don't think that's coming back on time. And the NFL already has a plan in place where if, let's say, the first 3 weeks get delayed, they're going to overlap it. So we'll start at week 4, but the last week of the year will be week 3, like on the schedule. So.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Speaking of NFL, how you guys feel about the schedule that was released recently?
It's hard to get excited for it. The Jets got a shitty deal. The way this game's played.
I knew
Jets got fucked, man. The Jets really got fucked.
It's just when they get their games and stuff, it's bad. It's bad.
I'm a Jets fan, and the fact that they have to play the Chiefs and 49ers, I think within the first 5 or 6 weeks of the season, that's a pretty tough draw. And then we play Miami 2 weeks in a row with a bye week in between. I mean, what the hell? Who made this schedule?
Trying to start off with the Steelers. Week 3 is going to be the game of the year when my boy Patty Mahomes plays Lamar Jackson. So
they should have saved that matchup for later on in the year, though, bro.
Nah, get it out of the way early. Let Patty Mahomes bust them up early. But
I still think – go ahead.
It's hard to get excited for a schedule where you don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, I still think the Jets are going to win at least 9 games this year, but we'll see.
You got to stay healthy, Donald. You got to stay healthy.
I think
football is the most important thing.
But I think football is the toughest sport to come back because there's so many people and stuff, and it's just I think football is going to be the toughest one for us to get back.
I don't know. I mean, I think football might be the easiest one to come back. It's only 16 games. It's not like baseball when you have a 162-game season or basketball with 82 games.
But think about the coaching staff and players involved, though, man.
What you get for one baseball game, all the people you need to get tested and all that for one baseball game for 2 teams, you need that for one team in NFL. In baseball, you have the regional location.
It's football. It's once a week, for the teams, and it's only 16 times per year. I mean,
Travel,
baseball
too.
is day after day after day for like 6-7 months straight.
Yeah,
I mean, I think football will be the easiest to come back, especially if you make everyone wear like freaking full face coverings and visors when they're playing.
I think football we're gonna have trouble.
I don't know. That's just
That-
my opinion.
But we're gonna stay with football in a story that's near and dear to Eddie's heart.
XFL?
No, not 440 out. The Earl Thomas story. So, for those of you who don't know, Earl Thomas had his birthday.
I got to pull one off for this one, man.
Quite a birthday, I might add.
His brother called him up, and he went to go hang out with his brother, and they had extracurricular activities going on. Earl Thomas, like an idiot, left his Snapchat location on, and his wife found out and called her friends and showed up and saw Earl Thomas in the bed with a lot of women and his brother, and Earl Thomas's wife took out a gun and pointed it right at Earl
Come on,
Thomas.
Gary, just call it how it is, man. It was a fucking gangbang, man.
Oh, it's a kid show.
Come on, man. It was an orgy of proportions for Earl Thomas, man.
There's a lot of questions I have with this. A lot of questions. Number one, all these people quarantined together for more than 2 weeks. That's a big.
Thinking about that. Oh, man. Someone has to have the COVID, man.
Was there social distancing shared?
Are they wearing masks?
How can you engage in those type of activities and social distance at the same time? I mean,
those activities never stop, right? No matter the situation, that community doesn't stop.
I hope they were wearing gloves.
I highly doubt that one right there, man.
Are the Thomases the best brother tag team ever? Are they better than the Hardys and the Steiners?
not better than Harlem Heat.
Diners, come on, man.
So there's a lot going on. Also, his wife, I want to know how she got in contact with her friends, and they just said, "Yo, let's roll up to this place," and they all had weapons. Like, how did that happen?
Well, you got to
me-
salute our homegirls though for that, man.
Gary,
Yeah,
the way I envision that is like a Grand Theft Auto 5 bike mission.
yes,
It's like weapon of choice.
yes.
They all got their weapon. They all got on their
Yeah,
motorcycle.
that's how it was. Like, there's a lot. They're real ride or die friends. Like, I mean, like those are real friends right there.
Yeah, man.
And
It's a sticky situation, no pun intended, but it's a sticky one though, man. I mean, the fact that because the report has it saying how the gun that she pointed at him was actually loaded. Is that correct?
Well, she said she got rid of the magazine, but there was one bullet left in the
In the
clip. And she
chamber.
didn't.
Bullet in the chamber.
One bullet left in the chamber, and she didn't know. So
That could have ended really badly for
Yeah, well,
everyone.
Earl Thomas's scouting report says he plays well in the box. So
Anyway,
but going back to her situation though, she has every right to.
Eddie, now's your time to shoot your shot. So give like 30 seconds, shoot your shot to Earl Thomas's wife.
Listen. No. I'm not gonna pull that shit, man. I'm not no Matt Barnes situation over here. No. There's no need for that. But I mean, I feel bad for her throughout the whole thing, not just because of the whole cheating scandal and whatnot, and him wanting to have fun with his brother the way he did. But I mean, she might end up her life ruined after this, man.
Well, Sunday was Mother's Day. Like, was the brother still coming over with the family to enjoy Mother's Day? Like, how did Mother's Day go at that house?
They had a cookout.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, cookout. Jeez. I wonder what they were eating.
So,
Anyways,
Brian, you have a little WWE?
yeah, I got a little WWE for you guys. So last night we had Money in the Bank. It's Pete's favorite pay-per-view of the year.
Chucky!
me?
Yeah, you.
I don't even know what it is. Please elaborate.
So for those who don't know, Money in the Bank it started off as a WrestleMania exclusive match. Now it has its own pay-per-view. Very unique concept. 6 superstars.
Should have stood as an exclusive match, my opinion. But
Yeah, I agree. But either way, it's a ladder match, and instead of going for the belt, you get a contract to cash in at any point during the year on any title. So this year is obviously different because of everything that's going on. So I loved what they did here. The whole concept is genius in my opinion. Instead of climbing a regular ladder in a regular match, they have to climb the corporate ladder. They go to WWE headquarters. They start at the ground level, and they have to make their way all the way to the roof. There's a ring on top of the roof, which is very Raw 95-esque. Gary, what was that the year where they had the Raw on the roof?
Yeah, it was 95.
Yeah. So there's a ring up there. They have the ladders, everything set up. It was very unique. The women
93, 94, 95. Those 3 years.
Yeah. So the men's and the women's matches happening simultaneously. They go up to the roof. It was very cool. There were little Easter eggs. Vince McMahon made an appearance. Brother Love. It was interesting to say the least. And for the women's, we have Asuka who won, and the men's big underdog, Eddie's favorite, Otis.
They're ridiculous, man.
I think it was amazing. The guy is like the second coming of Chris Farley with like bodybuilding technique. And
let me tell you something. If you don't watch wrestling, you look at this guy. He's the man. This guy. He's
about 400 pounds and he can do the worm.
He's a life's gem. Honestly, he's a life's gem.
Please.
It was interesting.
Blah blah blah, man.
And then,
come on, man.
Eddie, why are you so angry?
Man, dude, who cares about Otis? Honestly,
everyone, obviously, if they made him win.
Otis, you don't listen. Look, I called you Otis, Eddie. I'm sorry. I encourage people because I had to look up Otis.
Yeah, we'll put the picture up right now.
You'll fall in love with this guy. Like, he's the man.
So that was last night.
He really took Mandy Rose away from me, man. I can't believe it.
From you?
Can't believe it. I was all up on those DMs at one point, but obviously it didn't work.
That's why you sent the group chat those messages calling us peaches. No,
come on,
it
man.
all makes sense. That's why you were calling everybody peaches for a few days.
Oh, please, man.
Who the hell is Peaches?
Yeah, who is Peaches?
That's what you call Mandy. Brian, continue.
So this is the last thing I have. It's a little interesting. I think you guys may like it. Pete, men's and men's. But have you guys heard anything about Sting lately?
No, I haven't. What happened with him?
How would you feel if I told you he may be going to AEW?
Oh, that's big.
In some capacity.
Well, what's he going to be doing though?
Okay, so we'll start from the beginning. Mattel, the toy company, they come out with the WWE action figures every year, and about a month ago they announced a revamp of one of the lines they used to have called the Legends line, and Sting, the Crow Sting, was one of those figures, and the pre-orders were supposed to go up yesterday, and 3 out of those 4 figures did go up. 1, however, did not, and that one was Sting, and Mattel actually made a post about it, and they said that due to whatever circumstances, unfortunately, Sting had to be pulled, but we do hope that he's in one of our future lines. All right, some people didn't think about it. They were like, all right, what's going on? Go to Twitter. Lance Archer, who's currently a wrestler on AEW, he tweeted Sting saying, I would love to have a match with him, blah, blah, blah. Sting responded to him. He's saying, oh, you have a lot ahead of you, blah, blah, blah. Cody Rhodes tweeted the eyes emoji at Sting. Like, all right, what's going on here? So there's a lot going on. And not only that, it appears that Sting and WWE are no longer in working operations. So, pretty interesting.
Why is that? Well,
I think it has to do with Sting signing with AEW.
Wait, so it's official? He signed with AEW.
It's not official, but there are very strong rumors that they don't have a working relationship anymore, Sting and WWE. And then you go on Twitter and you see these tweets, it makes you think. And the fact that they had him pulled from the toy line, it's because he's not with WWE anymore.
This is actually very ironic, Brian, considering I had myself a pretty good argument yesterday back and forth about AEW and WWE. So, Rocky, eat your fucking heart out, man.
So, yeah. So, it's interesting to see what happens with that. Sting, very good friend of the pod.
Oh, yeah. Great. Insert the Brian picture.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Before we continue, I just want to say Last Dance episode last night. Best 2 episodes. I say it every week, but these 2 episodes are great, especially the way episode 7 ended. Also, the way episode 8 ended with Jordan winning the championship on Father's Day.
That's a big deal, man. That's
First championship after his father passed away.
I gotta watch it tonight. Don't spoil it.
Sorry, Brian. But I'm not gonna get into it because Brian didn't watch, but Eddie didn't, I don't think watched much either. But I'm a little sad that it ends next week. It's gonna end with the shot. Shout out to the GOAT.
If we're gonna talk about sadness, I didn't really want to end on this note, but really quick, rest in peace to Jerry Stiller. Great actor. I mean,
great actor.
Frank Costanza, Arthur Spooner. The guy's in so many movies. He's such a funny actor.
Serenity Now.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a little Festivus celebration tonight in honor of him. Rest in peace.
And he's got to find his brosier.
He's in so many great comedies, and he's one of my favorite characters in Seinfeld. So
I think his most underrated performance is probably The Heartbreak Kid, though.
Yo, I've been trying to think of the name of that movie in my head just now, and I couldn't think of it.
Just Google any movie with Ben Stiller.
Yeah,
I love that movie. When he's Heartbreak Kid, when he's in Vegas in the jacuzzi with the lady with the giant bazooka.
That's right, yeah.
Bro, I was dying with that.
Oh, man. That movie in general was just a fucking masterpiece.
I love that movie. Great underrated comedy.
Every single time I think of mariachi bands, I just think of that too.
It's sad day.
But I think that wraps up the episode.
But hold on. We got some breaking news coming from the MMA world.
Oh.
Conor McGregor has just sent out like 10 straight tweets calling out Justin Gaethje, saying that I am going to effing butcher you. Your teeth, I'm going to put them on an effing necklace. You are effing dead.
Really?
Wow.
So he seems to be heated up here, and he really wants to really put some harm on Justin Gaethje right now.
Those are like terms of endearment for Conor.
Basically threatening his life. So
yeah,
I'm pretty interested to see what comes from these tweets. Maybe Justin versus Conor first.
He called out Khabib also.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's nothing new. Everyone calls out Khabib, but the fact that he's calling out Gaethje, and Gaethje called him a bad father not too long ago. I mean, there's a lot of bad blood here.
That's something you don't do.
That has the making of a slobber knocker winning.
I'd rather see that fight. I'd rather see Justin and Conor than Justin and Khabib, to be honest.
And if I'm going to be honest here, I think Conor wins that fight all day long. I think he's too technical. I think he's going to pick Gaethje apart.
I think Conor knows that. Conor's smart. He knows he gets Gaethje, gets that win.
Then he could take on Khabib, maybe.
Makes the fight. It makes it justified for him. The fight Khabib, it's a bigger fight for him.
Yeah, I mean, you already know what Khabib is going to try to do with Gaethje. Grapple him, take him down. But if Conor fights Gaethje, that's going to be just an all-out freaking war.
Mm-hmm.
And that's good for Gaethje too. It's another big fight, and if
big money fight.
If he could beat Conor, that just elevates him even more going into Khabib. So
I might have to give some parlays for that fight right there.
But we'll see what happens.
Let's not talk about parlays.
Speaking of parlays, I got some underdog picks for the Wednesday card. Underdog Ray Borg is going to win, most likely. I don't know. But he is an underdog, and I also like the girl as well.
Cynthia?
Her name is Sarah Morris.
Oh, Sarah Morris, yeah, she's good.
She's a heavy underdog, you know.
She's fighting Calvillo?
Sarah Morris is fighting Sijara Eubanks.
Oh, Eubanks is good. Local girl, she's strong.
Hey, listen, that's just what my gut's telling me, but you know, don't listen to me.
I like the Ray Borg pick.
Yeah.
I like the Ray Borg pick.
All right, so guys, that was. Anybody else have any closing thoughts before we move on to the core four?
Just want to shout out Rocky and Maria real quick, man. Great to see you guys yesterday, for sure, man.
All right.
Oh, and before I forget, happy birthday to my brother Jonathan, 26 years old.
Jonathan was a part of the Fight Companion on Saturday, which we cannot release to the public because
Can't
release that. No.
Yeah.
Shout out to Remy Roldan.
Save that for the Lost Tapes edition of the podcast, man.
All right, guys, coming up, we'll be right back. Coming up next is our core four.
All All right, guys, welcome back. This is the time for the Core 4. You know what that is? Snake style draft with our topic of 4 things. Today, in honor of the Thomas brothers, in honor of you guys and your great decisions last week, we're going to do top duos, our Core 4 of duos. It could be anything, a pairing that you could think of. That is today's Core 4. Thomas brothers, you inspired us not to do the things you do off the field, but to do this topic. So this is dedicated to you guys.
All right, time to randomize the order here.
Oh my God! Just put me first. I already know.
Eddie's gonna be 1 or 2 no matter what.
God, man.
See the names here, and we're gonna randomize. All right, we got Pusha Pete. That's me, number 1.
This is ridiculous.
We got the Edster coming in at number 2.
Nobody.
We got G Spins at 3 and the Vanilla Gorilla at last.
Nobody could pick for their duo. Eddie in the second pick.
Ridiculous. Oh my God, man!
How many times has Eddie gotten first or second pick?
Every time.
Every time, man. Like,
it's the Rich Franklin curse.
All right.
Eddie's been shut up.
You just spilled beer all over. Wait, so for my first duo, can I pick Eddie and the second pick?
Go
that's
for
a great
it.
duo. That's a great duo. Are you kidding me?
Oh my God. Man.
I'm gonna start with something, pretty simple and basic. I'm gonna have to go peanut butter and jelly.
I was thinking about that.
That's
everyone loves peanut butter and jelly. It's the go-to snack, especially after you had a good night. You want a nice peanut butter jelly sandwich.
Crunchy.
That always hits the spot. Crunchy
Peanut butter.
I'm more of a smooth peanut butter kind of guy.
Yeah, I'm not big on the crunchy, bro.
I like texture.
I don't know.
I need substance.
I like that.
Wait, are you a Jif kind of guy?
Oh, Jif.
I like them both personally. I don't mind either of them. But I like the natural versions of both better than the regular versions.
Jif all natural. Skippy, I feel like even the natural versions they're too sweet, it's too modified. Yeah. Anyway.
So we can all agree we are not Smuckers kind of guys, are we?
I mean, you know what else is good? The Uncrustables that you get. You gotta thaw them out for like 3 hours before you eat them, though.
Nah, those are too gentrified for me, in my opinion, man.
Listen, it saves me the 10 minutes of making my own peanut butter and jelly sandwich. All right, it's good in a pinch.
Who takes 10 minminutes to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, man?
Hey,
hold on a second, real quick. Let's have a throwback. Who remembers the goober? The goobers, remember that? The jar with peanut butter and jelly mixed.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's a throwback.
Yeah,
classics. Anyways.
Those would be flying off the shelves right now.
Anyway, yeah. So my first pick, peanut butter and jelly. That's as American as you get right there. On the clock right now, it's Eddie.
Well, being how you want to stick with the Americana, so to say, I'm gonna go with the very Eddie-ish type of pick on this one, man. So I'm gonna go with anything with beer. Okay.
Nah, you gotta be more specific.
Brian,
you gotta be
specific.
Check with the judges.
What do you mean specific?
That's a foul. Technical
Very
foul.
Fouls on this one?
Technical foul. That's minus 3 points for Eddie.
There's one rule with the Core 4, and you broke it.
What?
You know
I helped originated it, man. Like, what are you talking about, man?
We're gonna have to suspend you one episode.
Wait a minute. Time out. Wait a minute. You want me to be specific? All right, I'll be specific with you. We're going to stick with the Americana. And, we all wish that baseball was still in existence.
There you go. That's on my list.
That was number 1 on my power rankings.
Baseball and beer, guys.
Great fucking pick. Great pick, Eddie. I was going to say it if you didn't say it.
Well, good thing I fucking said it, man. Shit. Don't need another one taking one of my Core 4 picks.
All right, Gary, you're on the board.
All right. You can go a lot of different ways with this. We're sticking with the Americana theme. I'm going burger and fries.
Oh, another one on my list.
Burger and fries. That's a go-to no matter what, no matter where you go to eat. That's always a safe bet to get. Long night out, drinking, go out to the local diner, get it.
Look at this, man. Burgers and fries. Baseball and beer, man.
You should have known I was going with that.
Come on.
Even if you're at home, you can make it, put it together. It's a go-to. It's a go-to no matter where you go.
Gary, plain burger, right? No cheese?
Oh, yeah, no cheese.
No, cheeseburger. Just to
Cheese
clarify.
bad for the stomach.
That's
Bad for the
ridiculous,
stomach.
Gary. For as long as I've known you, man, just a plain burger, bro.
Bad for the stomach. My cheese messes my stomach up.
I'm surprised you didn't go chicken fingers fries.
I went burgers. All
right. So I have 2 picks here.
You do?
For the first one, listen, I know May the 4th was last week, but it's always Star Wars week in this household. So I'm going Han Solo and Chewbacca.
That was my wild card, man.
Safe to say, it was not going with that.
I know. Well, we all knew it, Gary. We all knew it. And for my second pick, this is going to be a little out there, but I'm going to have to go Tony Soprano and Gabagool. Listen, don't sleep on Tony Soprano, man.
That was a good one, bro.
Not a bad pick.
That was very good.
It.
That was a
I
good
like
one.
it.
Wait until you hear my next pick.
All right. I'm going with tequila and bad decisions and regret. / regret. Many a nights. Took a lot of tequila shots. Just regret or just not know what the hell I did or said or
the story of Gary's life.
Or posted. Yeah, so tequila. I think it's for everybody. When I go to the tequila shots, everybody's face goes, ugh, because everybody knows what kind of night it's going to be. And you could just, when you mention tequila to somebody, and you know what kind of person they are with their answer.
I hear you on that, man.
All right.
So
Eddie?
I just hope you never ended up on the curb the way David Cruz did out there in fucking.
Great night. Shout out to Calico Jacks. Great night.
Oh, man.
David Cruz go missing. Find him on the curb. That wasn't tequila. That was other stuff that we can't talk about. That I don't even know what they make anymore with those fish bowls. Calico Jacks, but
poison.
When you find David Cruz double fisting fish bowls on top of a bar, you know it's time to go home.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Something out of Coyote Ugly, that's for sure, man.
You're up,
Eddie.
Eddie.
You are on the clock, Eddie.
All right. I'm gonna go with another obvious answer, actually. Well, depending on the person, of course. We're sticking with duos, so I'm gonna go Batman and Robin for this one.
All right.
Nothing wrong with that, man. Shout out to DC Comics. I'm more of a DC type of guy, anyways.
All right, Eddie.
Brian doesn't like that.
Don't ever say that again.
Oh, please, man.
Not on this podcast.
To each his own, man. To each his own.
God, that hurt.
Oh, please.
Oh, man. All right, so I got nice 2 picks here. My first pick, I'm going to go with Call of Duty and cursing. I mean,
we do a lot of that.
Yeah.
Everyone who plays Call of Duty, it gets anger issues and starts cursing. Who the F just killed me? Who the hell just shot me?
Where the fuck was that guy? I'll flat out say it.
There you go, Gary.
I'm trying
to avoid the FCC censors here, but if you want to come out and say it, Gary,
I'll come out. I'll be the guy this week.
I think you can drop them throughout the episode, just not too many in the beginning.
Yeah.
Is that official from the FCC?
Brian, can you call out the FCC?
No.
Call somebody out every episode.
No, I'd like to make money.
So, yeah, Call of Duty and cursing goes together, just like peanut butter and jelly.
Hand in hand.
Great pick.
Hand in hand.
Shout out to Plunder. Underrated game.
Yes.
I know everybody's a Warzone person, but what Plunder guys here?
Plunder keeps me playing Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Plundering all night. Too. But my second pick is going to be, some people might not expect this because I'm not a big wrestling guy. Well, I'm not a big wrestling guy anymore. I used to be when I was younger. But it's going to be the best tag team of all time, Matt and Jeff Hardy.
Wow. I want you to go that way.
All
right.
Wow, Pete. Matt and Jeff, baby. When I was younger, I was a big Matt Hardy fan. I mean, I like the Hardy Boys in general, but I was more of a Matt guy. I don't know what they're up to nowadays. I don't keep up with them, but,
they still wrestle.
They were just a high-flying tag team, pulling off crazy maneuvers. Always
that shows the kind of character you have, Pete. Everybody's a Jeff Hardy fan. You go with being a Matt Hardy.
I was a
fan.
Matt guy. I don't know.
That shows something.
That's weird, though, bro. I never would have thought you.
I respect it, bro. Everybody's a Jeff Hardy guy. Matt Hardy, underrated. Good for you, Pete.
You know what? You're gonna go with Matt Hardy. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with Michael Hayes on this one, man. I'm gonna go Michael Hayes.
We're completely off the rails now that Michael Hayes just got
Doc Hendricks?
Eddie, is that your official pick?
Just Michael.
you need
Just
to
Michael
tell
Hayes?
me.
Wait a minute, time out.
He's
Absolutely
gonna
not.
say Michael Hayes and Doc Hendricks.
Oh,
They're
man.
the
It's the same person. Keep kayfabe alive, Eddie.
Oh man, take
Yeah,
another
say
shot,
alive.
Eddie. Take another shot for that.
Oh man.
All right, so Michael Hayes and who?
No.
That's really your
Pick, man.
You're on the clock, man.
Come on,
I
hurry
am
up.
on the clock. All right. I'm gonna go non-traditional with this one, and I know I'm gonna get a lot of slack for this one, especially. I know I'm not the only Puerto Rican who does this for breakfast, although people would. I know people are gonna be ill at the sight of me saying this, but I'm gonna go with ketchup with the eggs on the breakfast menu, man.
What's
That's
wrong
not
with
bad.
that?
That's not
Ketchup
bad.
with eggs. You'd be surprised how many people don't like that shit, man.
Oh, I do that and hot sauce.
And hot. Oh my God, you're
Especially on a.
I think I'm
Bacon
Puerto
and
Rican.
yo.
Brian just
Yeah.
screamed Puerto Rican?
I mean,
Yeah.
who doesn't put ketchup on their bacon, egg, and cheese?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Bacon,
Shout out
cheese, salt, pepper,
shout out to
ketchup.
295 Zito. I used to see that guy eat 2 of those in one sitting. So
And
and you,
dry.
Brian, yeah. And the guys you sit there in the caddy and eat it.
Yes. All right, good pick.
Wait. What kind of eggs? Scrambled
Scrambled
or
eggs. Scrambled eggs.
Scrambled.
Scrambled eggs.
Listen, there's some sick bastards out there.
No, there are, man.
All right, Gerald.
All right, now I could go 2 ways. I could go outside the box or I could be in the box.
Go outside.
I'm going with Gary's Backyard Bar and Grill and Eddie leaving not knowing how to speak English.
Oh, come on. That's damn, man.
I never have an occasion where I say goodbye to Eddie and he doesn't go, give me that. He starts off the night quiet, drinking his drink, laughing. Then at the end of the night, he just sits there, doesn't know where he is.
Well, listen, just for the record, I blame Vinnie Mac for the last episode, man. I really do. No more drinking competitions for me. I'm officially retired, man.
Wait, listen,
He pulled a Cejudo on that one.
I got stuff in the works for the reopening. So, but yeah,
Eddie won the championship of drinking in the prime of his career, and he retires. Wow. Wow.
But I want to know what gets you to that point. We just stop knowing English. Like it's fundamentally in us. Like you don't even speak Spanish. You just
He makes noises, laughs, and gives you a hug.
you turn to a baby. You turn to a little kid. That's what happens to you.
You're like a tall Vinnie Mac.
Yeah, you just start grunting.
Oh,
and stuff.
man.
You know when Eddie's mad when he goes, ugh, or he goes. That's how we can communicate with them after one's too many.
All right.
Well,
Don't listen to them, America. Don't listen to them.
listen,
man.
since it's my turn, I have 2 picks. I think I'm going to stick with the whole Eddie theme because I did have this on my list. And I'm going to have to go with one of the greatest duos in history, and that is Eddie and Remy Martin.
Oh, come on, man.
Come on. It's an American tradition.
Remy Ma.
There's
Remy
no
Ma.
party
First episode.
like an Eddie and Remy Martin party. So that's got to be on the list. And to close this out, what would be more appropriate than the combination of masks and gloves?
Hey.
Is that a quarantine pun?
That's my quarantine pick of the week.
Quarantine. I didn't know that was a thing, but all right,
It
man.
was. And at the end, I'll do my honorable mentions at the end.
All right. So, Gary, your last pick.
This is tough. You know, I'm torn here because there's a sports guy in me that wants to go with a pick, but then there's the outside the box in me that wants to go with the outside the box.
Save one for the honorable mentions then.
I'm going Eddie in his Notebook.
Oh,
3 Eddies. 3 Eddie picks.
too many
Wow.
Eddie, man. Too much Eddie.
I
Eddie-
feel very honored right now, man.
Eddie in his Notebook. Listen, it's jumped the charts. You watch every episode. Eddie's on that notebook, not paying attention to what's going
know
on.
what
He's
it's
writing
like?
stuff.
You know what it's like? It's like Joe Girardi and his binder.
Yes. Yes.
Eddie,
But
you know what? I think you know what I think I'm going to do for you to make it seem more exquisite? I'm going to get you a scroll and a feather with ink so you look a little more professional when you write your notes.
And he just looks and writes. Looks and writes. For the 100th episode, I want you to show us the notebook and what's in it.
I will, actually. I will. I'm keeping this notebook for sure for that occasion.
All right, so Eddie, what's your last pick?
All right. I was thinking about going, for the older crowd on for this pick. But I think that particular older crowd is practically dead at this point because this is a little bit too old for so to say. But I'm just gonna say it anyways, though, man. So I'm gonna go with Bonnie and Clyde, man.
Oh,
All right.
Bonnie and Clyde.
He just killed the older demographic off. So anybody that's older.
I thought you were going Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin.
oh, that's a good one too.
It was between that or it was I can't tell you that. I'll save it for my honorable mention. But yeah, right. Bonnie and Clyde. If there's any female watchers right now, man, please, I'm all for. I need a Bonnie to my Clyde, man.
You need a Bonnie to your Clyde.
Eddie shooting a shot.
And this is the Eddie shooting a shot portion of the podcast.
Post your DM address there so Eddie can slide into it.
This is where you slide Eddie's Instagram right now.
He's an eligible bachelor.
He's single, ready to mingle, ladies.
All right, Pete, close this out.
Close this out with my last pick. I'm going to have to go with the gym and Eminem music.
Nice.
It's a great combo. Whenever you're angry, you're trying to get a good pump in, a good workout, you go to the gym, you blast some Eminem till I collapse or, The Way I Am or Phenomenal or something. Lose yourself.
Or till I collapse again.
Fat,
till I collapse
puke.
again. Definitely not Fat or
Kim.
Puke, but maybe Kim, depending on how angry you are.
Actually, I have a little knack for the song Puke, actually.
Yeah, we'll get into that later.
You do it a lot. You do it a lot, that's why.
But
I got a new respect for it.
That is Jim and Eminem music. It's a great duo, and that's my official last pick. And for my honorable mention, I'm gonna have to go with a movie and popcorn. I mean, everyone likes eating popcorn while watching a movie. Can't go wrong with that.
No, that's
who wants to say their honorable mentions next?
I do. Really quick. I'll make it very quick. I have 3 of them. One of them is Kane and The Undertaker, my 2 favorite wrestlers of all time. Great tag team. Another one is UFC and Papa John's. Come on.
Domino's.
Or Chicken Delicious.
But originally we were Papa John's.
No. It was Domino's, then it went to Papa John's, and then it went back to Domino's.
Hey, hold on. We used to throw Chicken Delicious in there. Chicken Delicious was thrown in there too.
Gary, am I wrong or am I right?
You're
Gary?
right. You're right. We switched over to Papa John's.
Yeah.
I forgot why, but there was a bad Domino's order.
All right, either way. So, cheap pizza and UFC. And then my last one is whiskey and cigars.
Oh,
whiskey and cigars.
Damn.
That's a good one.
How did you not say that, bro? I would have said that if I was you.
I had to throw Eddie and Remy Martin
That's
in there.
better than Eddie and Remy Martin or Eddie in his notebook.
No way, man. Watch your tone right now, man.
On that note,
I got a few. Kobe and Shaq.
Oh, you should have said that, Gary.
Jordan and Pippen.
Oh, here we go.
Whoa.
Me and Mike Trout. Me and Derek Jeter.
Oh,
Taking a shit and checking social media in the morning. Listen. Everybody does it. You wake up.
The morning coffee and the first shit of the day. That's a very underestimated.
That is a great choice.
But then you go on the bowl and you just check what happened overnight. What nonsense people did overnight.
So, shout out to Cafe Bustelo, by the way, man. Shout out.
Posting on your Snapchat story when you're drunk and the next morning deleting the whole story because you realize you posted some stupid shit. Mm-hmm. That's up there too. This is why I put my phone away when I'm drunk. So
I like coffee and shitting.
Yeah,
that's a great one, Brian.
Well, without the coffee, I mean, you the next step is shitting, anyways, man. Like,
coffee kickstarts it.
Coffee and shitting goes together, hand in hand.
Ed, do you have any honorable mentions?
I only got one, and being how I am a Knicks fan, will always be a Knicks fan. I'm gonna go with Staten Mello on this one, man.
Staten Mello, the good old days.
Staten Mello, man.
I thought it was a disappointment and regret.
No,
it's a disappointment.
Well, that wraps up the core 4. We're gonna be back later this week with our picks for the Saturday, May 16th card, UFC. Anyone else have any closing statements?
I got one. We are the gentlemen.
And this is the podcast.
And this is the podcast.
This is the podcast.
Yo, from the start, I'ma finish it. Yo, and from the start, I'ma finish it. Cause I'm a running man on a mission. From the start, I'ma finish it. From the start, I'ma finish it. Yo, and from the start, I'ma finish it. Cause I'm a running man on a mission. From the start,